Across the U.S., 34 million Americans have diabetes, more than 1.2 of them living right here in Kentucky and Indiana. It's a disease with no cure, and federal funding for the research and treatments could come to a halt in 8 days.
WDRB's Grace Haba shares the push to keep the money flowing as the reauthorization deadline quickly approaches.
I have to have this with me at all times.
10 years ago,
These are glucose shots.
Stacy Cawley's life changed forever when a pancreas surgery led her to become a type 1 diabetic.
My parents and I kind of had a check-in, like every few hours we would kind of call or text each other, just make sure everything was okay. And then one day I didn't answer the phone. So my parents came out and found me, and I had been out for about 3 hours. All of my organs had started shutting down. Always have to have these.
Now, every day, the 42-year-old makes sure her bag of essentials is close by.
These are probably my best friend.
But keeping enough on hand is a costly challenge.
Thousands of dollars that with insurance, they usually only accept one type of things. I had to fight to get all three of these types of things.
And it's why she is among those advocating for special diabetes program funding to be renewed. Currently, these two bills are making their way through the House and Senate. If approved, nearly $1 billion would be allocated toward diabetes research and funding over the next 4 years. Current funding expires at the end of this month, and it's still unclear when these new pieces of legislation could be brought up for a vote. But when they are, some legislators made it clear where they stand, including Senator Mitch McConnell and Congressman Morgan McGarvey, both of whom are in support. McConnell's office telling WDRB the senator plans to continue supporting a renewal in federal funding, just as he's done in the past. And McGarvey saying allowing the federal funding to expire at the end of this month would be, quote, detrimental to Louisvillians who rely on this life-saving research.
So you can see it's a little out of
Louisvillians like Stacy.
I don't think people realize just how big of a deal it is.
Who is making sure her message to lawmakers who haven't been as supportive is also crystal clear.
Come spend a day in my shoes. I'll show you that the funding is worth it.
With photojournalist Darius Bowie, Grace Haba, WDRB News.